Okay, so now that we have an understanding of how the insurance models work, we can talk about the problems with the solutions that are being proposed. The health insurance industry has been supporting reform. Why? Well, health insurance companies the nation over have been jacking up rates in preparation for the mandate. The mandate. With the exceptions of the Bernie Sanders single-payer bill, S703, the Kucinich-Connors single-payer bill, HR 676, and the Republican substitution bill, every version of health insurance reform so far has included some kind of individual mandate, forcing citizens by law to buy private health insurance. There are some versions of health insurance reform that include a mandate, but don't have a public option, like the Senate Finance Committee's bill. Bacchus! The mandate is the one thing the Republicans have been right about. Now here in the state of Maine, the insurance giant WellPoint is suing the entire state of Maine for reducing their rate hike from 18% down to 11%. Insurance is readily becoming less affordable. People who do have insurance won't be able to afford it soon. But because they had insurance, they won't be able to qualify for the public option either. For the mandate, they won't be able to just become one of the 60 million people without health insurance. No, they're going to be forced to buy insurance at whatever outrageous rates the companies are charging. Why? Because if they don't, they're going to be charged $250,000 on their tax return. What about the population of the uninsured, such as myself? Thankfully, the uninsured and poor are actually the biggest winners with this bill. However, this bill hasn't come out of the Senate yet. Some versions of the public option aren't public options at all, but are direct taxpayer subsidies to private insurance companies, in which if you're too poor to afford your insurance rates, then the government will subsidize your premiums, or at least a portion of them. In the Senate Finance Committee's version of the bill, it turned out that subsidizing the private health insurance was extremely inefficient, so it ended up costing a lot of money. So to reduce the perceived costs of this bill, they increased the fines and reduced the money available for subsidies. So what does that mean? So, if you're too poor to afford insurance and the government subsidy isn't enough for you to help make ends meet, then you're still going to get whacked with a $250,000 fine. That's essentially you getting fined for being poor. I guess they're bringing back debtors' prisons? Time to party like it's $15.99. I think this is a brilliant strategy. Obviously, the reason that poor people aren't buying insurance is because they don't want to. I wonder what other kinds of social problems we can fix using individual mandates. Well, there's homelessness. Obviously, the root cause of homelessness is people not buying homes. Let's put an individual mandate on homeless people to purchase homes. If they don't buy one, we'll fine them $250,000. That'll teach them to not buy a house. There's hunger. Obviously, the reason why starving people are so hungry is because they don't want to buy food. What a bunch of jerks. Let's use an individual mandate to force them to buy food. And if they don't buy food, we'll fine them $250,000. That'll teach them not to eat. There's also widespread poverty in America. Obviously, the reason why these people are poor is because they don't want money. I say we mandate that everybody carry $56,000 on their person at any given moment in time. And if they don't, we'll fine them $250,000 on their tax return. That'll teach them to be poor. And that is the health insurance debate going on in DC right now. Democrats who are on the take from the insurance industry are trying to screw you over so that the health insurance CEOs, who contribute to the Democrats' campaigns, can continue to increase their multi-million-dollar bonuses. The Republicans, strangely enough, ended up seeming like the good guys here. All they wanted to do was keep the status quo as shitty as it is. Of course, their alternatives was to propose tort reform, which should be called tort deform, and will be the subject of a later video. I would suggest, rather than being a spectator on the sidelines, that you get involved right now as an active citizen. Find out who your senators are and badger the fuck out of them. Get them to support the Bernie Sanders bill, S703. Now I can make these videos, and I can call my representatives, and I can do my activist stuff, and that helps somewhat. But we need to build a movement. Unless you do your part, nothing's going to change. Well, that's it. The ball's in your court. Get to work!